Hello there, back again. Now I'm going to look at 3 films, all documentaries, all to do with sports, but 2 different types of sports. The first 2 documentaries called Meru and Free Soloing, or Free Solo, are about mountaineering. And the third documentary is The Last Dance, all about basketball and Chicago Bulls run in the 90s. Most of these are easy to find. I mean, Meru and Free Solo are both available on Amazon. You have to buy them, but they don't cost that much. You can also get Free Solo on Disney Plus. So if you've got Disney Plus, you can see Free Solo. Last Dance is available on Netflix. If you've got Netflix, you can see it instantly. It's there. And they're all great documentaries. They're all different. No, they're very different. The first 2 are made by the same director, Jimmy Chin, and his wife. And the first one actually covers him and other mountaineers' attempts to climb Meru, which is a very difficult climb. It's something that the first attempt to do, they fail at, and in between that attempt and the second attempt, Jimmy Chin goes through a very bad accident, so he has to recover. And it's all about, it's not just about this challenge of mountaineering and the challenge of climbing this mountain. It's all about the life of a mountaineer. Why do people become mountaineers? What's the fatality of it all? Like, how people die doing this? How you lose your loved ones, but you still do it. It's your thing. You have to keep doing it. And it's about the kind of mentality of being a mountaineer. Like, why do you do it, and what are the joys of it, and what are the dangers of it, and what's in it for you. Free soloing is about Alex Hammond, who's a free soloist, which basically means he climbs without ropes. Doesn't do it all the time though. Like, he will go up a mountain with the ropes to start with, as he figures out what the mountain is. He doesn't go up straight away without a rope. He plans ahead, and then when he finally knows the layout of the land, he knows how to get up, he knows what the best route is to get up without a rope, that's when he does the free solo. But he still does it without a rope, which to most people is terrifying. And the mountain he's climbing has never been climbed free soloed. It's never been done. It's too dangerous. There's a couple of bits in the middle that are so dangerous, and there's so few proper handholds that no one would do it. And it's about him trying to figure a route up there and figuring a way around with his body so he can get there and actually do it and survive and not die. And it's also about what creates a person who would do this. Why do people climb free solo when it's so dangerous? And fatalities in free soloing is so, like people die a lot in doing this. It's like at a certain point the odds are against you surviving because of what you're doing is basically going for a rope. Even going up a mountain with a rope sometimes can lead to fatalities. Going up without one is like pushing your luck. It's like, what is the mentality of him? Is he on the spectrum? Is he what's going on with him? Why would he do this? And it's all about that. And the idea that, yeah, he's nicknamed Mr. Sport because he seems to have no emotion a lot of the time. And then he starts to fall for someone, this woman, who starts climbing with him, and as he's getting prepared for his biggest challenge, his emotions have kicked in because he's got this relationship and he's having to sort of weigh up the fear and affects other people, which he never had to before, because before he never took relationships that seriously. So it's a different type of film from Meru. Meru dealt with a few different climbers and their different psychologies and what it meant to different people, but there were always climbers who climbed with ropes and who did difficult climbs full of challenge, but they were using ropes. In this one it's much more dangerous. It's free soloing, which is, I don't like heights, so I would never do it. And you've also got these other climbers who are not the same mountain with cameras to shoot them doing this stuff, and it's just very dangerous. And they don't want to get in the way. They don't want to freak him out and make him lose his grip or something. So it's a very interesting documentary. Or a series of 2 documentaries. They're both terrific, and they're both like, if like me you don't like heights, they're very nerve-wracking watching because there's lots of shots of stuff you go, you know. But they're wonderful documentaries, and they're really worth it just to see the psychology of the people. I mean, the thing about climbers is they're a bit new agey. They all sound a bit new agey, so you have to kind of accept that. It's like, that's just the way they talk, and they do seem to, probably because of what they're doing, fall into like what you call spiritualism in a way that's kind of annoying at times, but that's just a culture. So it's like, and the people who experience life rather than talk about it, so a lot of them try to explain something that they felt can come across as clumsy sometimes, but that's just the nature of the person. So you have to kind of avoid being snobby and say you could have said that better, because that's not what they're about, that's not what their purpose is in life. So, but they have wonderful documentaries though. I mean, if you avoid the spiritualism, if you get through that, you're there for some really cool stuff. The imagery is great, especially the finale with Free Solo when he starts doing the climb. That's, even though I knew the outcome, I was still nerve-wracked through it, that sequence. So they're both terrific. Now, The Last Dance is the documentary of Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. And the reason I'm pairing it with the Mountain documentaries is what you find in both of them is these are both films about, all the documentaries are about sportsmen and how dedicated you have to be. Physically to be a body always be in peak shape, but mentally as well, and how everything is focused on excellence. Like these mountaineering people, even the people who have died, they were all professionals, they knew what they were doing. It was just, when they died it was bad luck. But they were real professionals about it, they knew what they were doing, they were serious about it. And this documentary about basketball, they're very serious about a game that most people would not take seriously. It's about, why did they win 6 out of 8 championships? Because they were serious. They were serious in the rehearsal, in the basic training. They would prod each other during the game to get better. And then Michael Jordan, a person who hated losing. He hated losing more than anything. He would invent enemies in a game just to make him better, just to give him something to hate, so he would do better. And if you prodded him, he would just do some amazing stuff just to spite you. So you'd that competitiveness of him. You'd Scottie Pippen, who was his like basically the guy who supported Jordan, who was also very competitive and who was basically the base so that Jordan could do his stuff. And you also had Dennis Rodman in that mix, who was crazy as hell, but really enjoyable to watch in the documentary, because they actually explain that, yeah, if you gave him the space to be crazy, he was fine. Just on the court, he was fine. Just give him a space to be crazy once in a while, and he was okay. And they just kind of tolerated him. They knew he was good for, and they just put up with him. It was fine for them. A lot less tension you'd expect with him, and because I mean, you actually find out that Jordan and Pippen actually were actually weirder people than Rodman in a weird way. Like Pippen in the documentary seemed to have pride about stuff, and sometimes would have a little spat about certain things, which apparently he's not very happy about in the documentary. I mean, that's just the way he's portrayed in the documentary. But generally they portray him really well as someone who worked his arse off and really kept the team going, because he was the rock that everyone else saw that Jordan was the big show, but he was kind of the rock of the team. And every so often he was being underpaid by the management, and he was treated badly, so he would react sometimes, and sometimes it would get to him. But it was very human. You still felt like he was a major achiever. And Rodman was interesting. There was lots of other smaller players who are less well known, but who also contributed to a lot of stuff. And there was lots of little bits of infighting here or there. People who didn't like each other. But they got on and they did the job. But the whole documentary is about how competitive Jordan was, how he would, when he was filming Space Jam, he would have a basketball court because he wanted to practice during the summer. So he was always playing games at night after he finished shooting. And how just focused he was hyper focused on winning. So he's hyper focused the first 3 years on winning 3 championships in a row. Because other players he liked, well, had won 2 in a row, so he wanted to win 3 to beat them. And then after that, his father had been killed, and he lost his a lot of his drive. So it took him, he went up playing basketball or baseball for a while, and eventually he discovered his drive again and came back and won another 3 championships. But I mean, he was a guy that could turn the games, but he needed the support around him. Like before his manager Phil Jackson came, the coach, he was a team where he was the star, but the team wasn't winning championships. The coach changed the way around so that Jordan had to play with his team rather than just play by himself, basically, and create a team dynamic that was just him. And it's the whole thing about him learning that, and then how that drove them to success, and how they needed Jordan, but he needed them as well, and it was the dynamic of the team, and how the dynamic was needed. Like how it shouldn't be one person, even though that one person was great. So it's a really terrific documentary. It lasts for 10 episodes, and you get a lot of stuff about how the team was built up, all the background tensions within the team, all the stresses, all the vendettas. You see some of Jordan's, you know, less great attributes. I mean, he was competitive to a fault and could sometimes be petty. But there were certain people he really liked, and he was very kind to them. And he pushed certain people, but they knew it was to win, basically. So certain people resented, other people were fine with it because it was for a reason. You see, he's a bit of a gambling addict. Like he would bet everything because he was so competitive. So he's not shown as Mr. Perfect. He's shown as someone who could be a bit of a dick sometimes and be very irritating to people, and people would not like him at times. So he wasn't always easy to go on with, but he always kind of focused the team to be better and better, and always wanted to give 100% when he was, even if he wasn't feeling well at a time where he ended up getting food poisoning and had to play a game with food poisoning, which was quite an experience. But it's a terrific documentary. It's really well made. It's like 10 episodes. The big thing is, it probably could have focused a bit more on other players more than it did. It was mainly a Michael Jordan show with a bit of Scottie Pippen, a bit of Dennis Rodman, a couple of other players. But you felt some players were slighted. But everyone was there to see Michael Jordan show, so that's what it was. But it's still all about what it takes to be a sportsman and actually be the best at your field. Just the same way Meru and Free Solo was about how to be the best at mountaineering. You have to have sacrifice, you have to have a drive, a professionalism, and know what you're doing and keep working at it. And the big thing about all 3 documentaries is how hard these people work at this. The exercise they have to do every day before they even do the training for what they're doing, is to make sure their body's strong enough to actually do what they need. And it's also, you can see Michael Jordan is like, he has to change his body to be more competitive because he's up against players who are tougher than him, so he had to bulk up a bit but also not lose his speed. And it's how do you do that, and it's the competitive nature, how do you deal with teams that are much rougher than you and things like that. He's into all those details. And the documentary into details about how hard it is to get grip holds in certain mountains, especially if you're doing it without ropes. It's like, those details are the things that really count. And that's what the documentaries are really good on, is the details that count. So I recommend all 3 of these documentaries. They're all very good. They're all worth seeing. The most famous one is The Last Dance. But before that it was Free Solo. Free Solo was a big hit when it came out. Meru is probably the hardest one to find, but it's really good too. So all 3 are great. Go see them. I'll be back soon with the final video. Bye.